What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at $38,745. We're up almost 10%. So really nice move coming in for Bitcoin today. What I want to do is look at Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame. We're also going to work down to the 1 hour and see what's taking place with this move. And then we're going to get into some Glassnode as well and see what some big addresses are doing. So if you guys get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we're going to dig into this. I'm going to let you know what I've been doing right now. And if you like that, guys, don't forget to let me know down below. Let's do this. So first of all, guys, basically what I've been doing, moves like this are the number one reason I'm not shorting Bitcoin. Okay. So we've talked about that before. Basically what I've just been doing, guys, is letting my longer term positions ride, and I'll continue to let those ride. But my overall main trading account, I am still sitting patiently in cash and stable coins. Okay. So right now, I still think this is a really risky area. Yes, we've got a great bounce out of here, but this still could be a lower high than the previous area that we've had as we've run into this overhead resistance at 40,000, as well as this 200 EMA in white here. And we also have to realize we've had 6 days now to the upside. And typically the most days that we get to the upside without some type of correction is around 7. Sometimes you'll see 8, and then we'll get one of these retracements. So the most important thing for me as a more conservative bull, what I want to see, once we do cool down, I want to see us come down here, set a higher low on light volume, and then see if we can get that nice move. So what I would do, if we got a higher low down into this range and it came on lighter volume, I would try to nail that with a tight stop loss and see if I could catch that next move to the upside if that's the case. And that would still, guys, be a little bit risky because it would still potentially be below the 200 EMA. So I'd have to see what takes place. But for me right now, I'm still patiently waiting because I don't want to have this be some type of major bull trap, essentially. To me, keeping my gains and protecting my capital is more important than me making more capital at this moment with where we're at in the charts, if that makes sense. Okay, so we need a daily candle close up above this 200 EMA here, as well as this 100. So you can see we've had a little bit of a wick here, so the candle today is going to be extremely important for us. But it's nice to see that this area down here at 29,000 was defended with this bullish engulfing candle, and then it just continued to move on about average volume until we had this move today, which potentially could just be a short squeeze, guys. We gotta keep an eye on that as well. But if we do have a candle close somewhere in here today, it'd be up above the 20, the 50, and then we'll see what we do with this area. Relative strength right now is at 67, so that's something you also have to watch out for, guys, as we push up into these resistances. If the relative strength starts to get in the 70s or 80s, something like that, that may be an area where we might start to have that retracement again, and then we'll have to see if we can set that higher low before we potentially move higher if that's the case, or if we're just going to have that drop down and test some of these lower areas again. Okay, so now what we're going to look at is the 12-hour time frame, and we're going to look at all the moving averages here. So at the 12-hour time frame, we are trying to have a candle close up above the 200 EMA, which basically we have not had, guys, since, I mean, we're looking back to May 12th or so since we were trading up above it. So that's significant if we can get a nice candle close up above that, but we have to be aware of the relative strength's at 80 right now, okay? And you can see how extended we've gotten. What I would be looking for, guys, you see this here, how we had this nice move up, then we had our higher low before we potentially try to move again. We're going to need one of those higher lows to cool everything down if we are going to try to break through $40,000. Okay, if we get to the 4-hour time frame. So the 4-hour time frame, now this is a big one for us. Okay, I was harboring on this, guys, for a long time that we've been trading below this 200 EMA. So it's nice to see we finally made a nice strong break up above that. And what you can see here on the 4-hour time frame, now we're just really moving sideways. The candles are getting really tight. Relative strength's at 85, so it is up high here. And sometimes what you do, if this move will continue, we could just move sideways for a little bit longer, cool off that relative strength before we try to push to higher levels. Okay, so the bullish case here, guys, basically what you can look at. Okay, so you'd go for a, say you wanted a long position, and say you're even jumping it out. This isn't what I'm doing, but say you want to just play something like this, you'd keep a really tight stop on it, something along the lines of this, and then bring this up to about that 41,000, and you would see that our risk to reward ratio is about 1.82. I like a 3-to-1, so that's something I would not be taking because the overhead resistance, we would have to get up roughly, let's see, so about 3 there, up into that range to about 40, $3,000 if you kept a tight stop like that to have the risk to reward that I'd be looking for. But right now, a little bit overextended. Like I said, I'm patiently waiting. I want to see if we can continue to stay and trade up above this 200, but it's really nice to see that this is taking place and it's helping a lot of people in longer term positions. So if we get into the 1 hour, but guys, that's the importance of, you know, if you're shorting Bitcoin, if you're ever shorting Bitcoin, you have to have that buy stop on it. Okay, because Bitcoin, these are the type of pumps that can come out of nowhere. They happen in basically an hour, sometimes even on the minute time frame. And what you'll see here, guys, it's in the matter of about 3 hours here, we move 15%. So you can have months where you move sideways, nothing, and then you have these massive moves that come in. And that's why it's just dangerous sometimes, in my opinion, to short Bitcoin at some of these areas, unless you're using a really tight stop loss. Okay, so for me, it was just, I'm still patiently waiting for a good opportunity because, you know, guys, when you're in stable coins or cash and you cashed out at a higher level than we're at even now, I can patiently wait for the area that I want to jump back in. I'm not at the mercy of the market. You know, and that's the benefit sometimes of being able to trade and then just have your long-term hodl stuff. So they're basically like anti-FOMO positions. So even if the market's going up or whatever and you're not in your trading account, then you're still getting a piece of it. And that's kind of how I like to play things. Just smaller, longer term positions as well. But for me, guys, trading this right now, just jumping in is going to be tough unless you're really using that tight stop loss. But on the 1 hour time frame, we're trading up above the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 there. So we're just going to have to see if we can keep this moving to the upside. Next overhead major resistance, we're going to look at about $40,000. And we really want that daily candle close up above the 200 EMA. I can't stress on that enough, guys. We do not want to see a major rejection at this area because it still could just be that overall lower high and just a really big bull trap. Okay, so be aware of that. And what we're going to do is jump into Glassnode now. So we're going to actually track some of the addresses and see what's going on. And let me know what you guys are doing. Have you been in cash? Are you patiently waiting for a good long opportunity? Have you been shorting the market? I'd love to hear what you guys are doing as well. But guys, I've been in this market for 4 years now, and I've seen so much and bull traps and bear traps and everything. Something like this, I don't FOMO at all. For me, sitting back, like I said, not having a piece of it on my trading account right now doesn't bother me at all, because I know how fast this market can change, and I don't want to chase anything. All right. So new addresses, you can see here we're up 28.73%. And that's at 15,184. Active addresses is up 37.98%. If we take a look at exchange inflow, we're at 132% right now. Exchange outflow, we're at 100% right now. And then the overall number of whales, 1,931, and that really hasn't changed too much. But what I want to do is take a look at the addresses. So for the addresses, let's see here, guys. I want to start with 10,000. So for 10,000, it actually looks like we've been going down a little bit here over the last day or two. So I'm wondering if some of these bigger guys are actually selling off into this strength right now. So keep an eye on that. Next one, we're going to take a look at 1,000 or more. This one still hasn't changed a ton. Still kind of just rounding out, short-term little uptrend there. Still no massive moves, though, for 1,000 or more. If we get into 100 or more, that's actually went down a little bit here. If we get into 10 or more, that one we've been in a rounded bottom here, a short-term uptrend now, a little bit of a short-term downtrend. So a little bit of a mix there, and then we'll take a look at 1 or more. And 1 or more still been moving up. Our low, we were sitting at about, let's see here, guys, 792,000. And now we're up over 800,000 roughly. So I just want to point out these addresses as well, guys. If you like this stuff, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you all being here with me today. Please stay careful out there. God bless you all. Take care.